all of you risk takers and truth seekers to Podcast Life, the battlefield. Today, I'm going to give you the blueprint in this podcast, how to be successful in today's DNA age, digital DNA age. I started this road 14 years ago thanks to my guest in studio. And my guest in studio today is Wendy Goni. Wendy, welcome to the Sydney. Welcome back to the Sydney.
Thank you so much, Mario. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been a long time coming, and you and I, yes, we go way back.
Yeah,
and
look, for those who don't know, I just want to quickly, podcast is about you, but 14 years ago when I embarked on a road to start my business, I always said this is going to be officially. I had nothing. But I met two amazing people, Wendy Goni and the gentleman, Hans Pendlove. And Wendy Goni, she's then helped me to develop first website, and 14 years later, I'm going to explain it a bit more in our interview, what else she done with her company. I'm very grateful for that one. But Wendy, it's about you today. So our audience, apart you're going to give them the blueprint for success, who is Wendy Goni?
So, I know I guess I'm a mum. I'm a wife. I'm a family. I'm a family person. It's all about my family, and that's the reason why I joined our business. So you asked me before, why did you start your business? I joined my partner, Xavier, in our business, and it's been a journey. We started our business. We've been building brands since 2000.
My God.
So this is when we first started it. So, this is our 24th year. So very proud of that.
24 years.
24 years.
Look, I've known you 15 years, but that was long in the making.
It's been a long time in the making. Yeah. So I started to. My beginnings started in finance, so I actually nothing to do with marketing. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I started in finance, following my dad's steps.
Yes.
And I didn't love it. And I didn't know I didn't love it.
You didn't know it.
You don't know what you don't know. You just follow the path, thinking this is good, steady income. This is a good career path. And then my daughter came into our world, and then it all changed. She rocked it.
24 years, it's not just a long time in a business, but what you have inside of you, with you, around you, and continuously carrying with you, it is that abundant life experience in business. Today, we can see a lot of businesses comes across, and you can purchase $49.95 per month, the blueprint for success. It doesn't work that way. There's a number of the coaches, there's a number of the people who will tell you how to run the business. But if I want to go and ask about business, I will ask you. So Wendy, tell us more about your starts in the business.
Yeah, interestingly, I'm a hills girl. I've been living in the hills for a long time, and so this is home for sure. Even though I now have roots everywhere else, but yeah, this is where it feels like I'm coming home to the hills. So I really it starts with your why.
Okay.
Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to change your career path? Why do you do this? It led this way because I wanted to spend more time with my daughter. Every business is busy. So yes. I gave up a career working, ridiculous hours to work more hours for myself. The drill. Yeah. But you happily do it because you have that flexibility. And 20 years ago, we didn't have that flexibility. 20 years ago, you didn't have working from home. You didn't have this, yes, you can have time off because your kids need you.
Yes.
It was a different pressure. There's the pay gender gap was much bigger back then than what it is now. At least now there is more talk about it. Yes. And so, back then, it was worse.
Woman is a woman in a corner.
You still need to get all that work done, but you're getting paid less, and you're not you can't have that time off. Deadlines are deadlines, and you're working for corporate. So anyway, the change came along and the opportunity came along. And it was exciting to retrain myself to work harder, work smarter, be around my daughter. Fortunately, I had family support, which was great. but it was a new world and it was very exciting, and it meant that I could be in front of people and talk to people, and I enjoy that. I enjoy getting to know people. I enjoy networking. I'm one of, most people go, I don't like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting new people and staying in touch with them and getting to know them, and then business comes later. Business comes later.
Did you have the doubts?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you share those? Like, how did you fall these doubts?
Okay, so you and I, we met at the Sydney Hills Business Chamber.
That's correct. 2009 or 2010.
Yes. It's a bit not sure about exactly when it happened, but back then, and I think it still does. The chamber used to do a lot of education, and it was for a lot of small businesses, and it was great to be around the same people. And how did I overcome those challenges? I think you just work your way through, and I did a lot of. I do have it's a bit rusty, but I do have a degree in business and in accounting. So it's not like I hadn't, I didn't have a clue. Yeah. It's so different when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think surrounding yourself with like-minded people like yourself, trying to work things out. Remember, we were in a My Board and we could just share our issues and what we needed and whatnot. And so it was a different time. You could actually talk to people about what your challenges were and what you were doing. And so you could at least listen to what everyone else was going through. I don't know if you remember that, but that is how we met. And so I think they say that you are, the product of the 5 people you hang around with, right?
Okay, I never heard that one.
You never heard of that?
No.
So you think of like the 5 people you hang around with, they're the ones that are influencing whether you like it or not.
I never heard that one. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
So I think about back of like what I did back then, and I just hung around business people. And I recall my first, and he knows this. I don't know if you know him, but he was the president at the Sydney Hills Business Chamber at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And John Mason. A very special place in my heart for him. And I remember I was shaking like a leaf. I was only supposed to introduce myself as a new member, right? And I wasn't used to public speaking. I wasn't used to talking because, I was used to sitting behind a desk in spreadsheets.
Yeah.
And doing reports for boards and stuff like that. So, I was not used to that. So anyway, I remember he said, "Don't worry, Wendy, you got this. You just get up there, you say what you do." And I remember Xavier was there, and a good friend of mine was there as well that, was working at XDesigns for us at the time. And anyway, he said, "Just hold my hand," right? And so we were behind the lectern and no one could see us, and I'm holding John Mason's hand while I'm introducing myself and XDesigns, and Xavier is there, and I'm squeezing John Mason's hand, right? And it was just so funny. Now we just have a laugh about it.
Can you imagine that? Like, the fun thing is, like, first of all, I want to congratulate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because you all come from different part of the lives and different backgrounds and anything else. Like, as you know, it's military, and like I'm trying to be more flexible, but still it's like, compartment. And I always admiring people who own their accountability, responsibility. Today, this is what your business is about. After 14 or 15 years knowing you now, you never change a bit. Actually, you become increasingly more sophisticated person in terms that, you're going to solve the problems now. And you say this publicly, and it's thousands of people going to see this interview. You speak about being afraid. You speak English, when I walk there, remember,
yes,
I was like behind you in the hall. I was like, so tell me.
But I didn't always speak English.
Yeah, I know, but you see, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you own these things. So people usually come with a different story.
Yeah.
Like, my life was either terrible or, I'm very successful. But you say, this is how I started my life.
Oh, I think it's you evolve, and it's just, I think there's challenges everywhere. There's challenges every day. Everyone has challenges, and it was like, it was a matter of, do I, you make your choices, and do I want to work for us? Do I want to build something for myself, or do I want to go and build something for somebody else? But why do you want to do it? Because I want to be with my daughter. Unfortunately, I only had one
Yeah.
fortunate, I say, because it was lucky. You and I know how lucky we are to have one.
Yes.
So it was interesting. It was a choice, and I just wanted that, you know. But obviously there's ups and downs in businesses and whatnot. And did you ever think, I want to give this in and whatnot? But the alternative choice wasn't that attractive to me. And I like the way that in the business that we're in, things just change so quickly, haven't they? Like in the past, oh my God, like, you know, like here we are and you're doing a podcast, you're videoing, you're doing all of these things, you're huge in YouTube and, you know, like, come on, like, credit where credit is due. So it's like things are constantly evolving and there is so many ways that you can skin a cat and market your business. And I think I thrive on the staying put and understanding and knowing the things that that the challenges that businesses have in marketing themselves. So I thrive in that. I like learning.
So you're the problem solver. In my particular case, I just want to show on your podcast. I want to show guys. This is just a few books because there are many books, and every single book you can see. The covers, the Bekes, designs. Clive will be very proud of this one. You designed it and you decoded my needs. But my question is, every time when I'm approaching you, I'm talking to you as a friend, I need something, you will understand me, what I need. But how did you promote it yourself? So let the people understand this. You know what I need.
Yeah.
Because say like Wendy, I need a cover page, just do this and do that. You suddenly magically appears, right? You know what I mean? Like I say, yes, you know what I mean? But let's talk now from the point of view, you being the business owner, and of course you need to bid and fight for your spot under the sun and the moon and the stars against big and small, good and bad. What sacrifices you done to position your business?
I don't know if there were sacrifices. I think it's just, it all requires time. And we said this before we went to air, consistency, right? So you know that the formula now, when you come in, this is how you set all of these things up. So it's consistency. It's just being present. It's just attending. If you're going to focus on networking somewhere, then attend all events. If you're going to focus on doing your digital marketing, then be consistent with that. If you're going to focus on social media, then be consistent with that. Because, no one's going to see something if you do it once. Like you're going to miss out half of the people. So it's about continually being present. So I don't think that there's any magic formula, and I don't think there's any sacrifice. I think if you want to do it, it's not a sacrifice. I think if you want, don't you think? Like, I think if that's what you want, it's not a sacrifice. It's just the pathway that you follow in order to get it done.
In my personal experience, I said, like, I always going to say this. I say publicly, always people to know. I had no cent on my pocket, but what I had was the good people around myself. I'll not say 5 people because I think the 5 people took me down actually, but maybe
you weren't like you didn't have 5 people.
Yeah,
no, but you do have 5 people. You think about
I do, but it's like I want to ask you what I try to say, because thanks to you, I'm today where I am, and this is what it's like. You never abandon me, but. One thing what I always look for, and you are great in this, you're still doing today, I don't, it's networking, okay? I do remember first time walking in Hill Chamber of Commerce, I told you, and the guy told me, you need a speech therapist. But then I was very upset, I was always sticking with you and Han. So tell us more, how important is networking today for you after 24 years in a business, for all our viewers and listeners?
Yeah.
From your point of view, today you know what takes to do successful networking.
Yeah. I think people will see you online. People will see your content. Content. We're surrounded by content everywhere, right? Like there's no, AI has just opened the door to so much more content making, right? So like we're inundated with content. We cannot consume it fast enough, right? But at the end of the day, people buy people.
People buy people.
People buy you. People buy your authenticity. So if you get a chance to get in front of them, and you're your own, you don't change for whoever you're going to meet on the day, then you're going to make a connection with the right people. And you're not actually, what's the word? I mean, it's funny because I saw the email that came in not long ago. I'm going to a chamber event tomorrow. So I...
Here, local one.
Yeah.
Are you going to have an anniversary or something?
Yes. Anyway, no, it's
so
just...
that was sarcastic, but that's okay.
No, I know you love it.
Yeah, well,
I know you love it. So anyway, but what I'm saying is it says it's not about selling to the... they actually give you a database of who's going to the event.
Oh, okay. That's a new one. Okay.
Yeah, no, they've done it for years. You just haven't been in a long time.
Right.
So anyway, they give you a database if you remember. Anyway, and I remember, and it's actually not about selling to the room. It's actually you're tapping into who you know. Like, I mean, Mario, you are the world's best referrer, right? Like, you will be the one person going, you need help with that, you go and see so and so. You need help with that, you go and see so and so, right? So people trust you, and so if you meet the right people, or if you meet anyone who's not, you're not actually talking to them. You're talking to their network. So it's and I enjoy that. I enjoy meeting people.
I know that you enjoy, because the one thing you displayed again, you have the more courage than most of the men I know. You change. I agree. I tell you, nobody. I said, there's no man can challenge me about courage or bravery, because not because of things I witnessed in my life, but because I saw something around me with my son, with people like yourself. You change it.
What do you mean?
Address.
I changed address. Oh, yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I changed. What did I change? Yeah.
You change.
I changed postcodes.
Postcodes. Not just the postcodes. You change the state. And we can talk about things we build in one place, like in Sydney. Like in Sydney, that's where I am. You know what I mean? But when I go into Brisbane, I need to talk to you, and I say, like, Wendy, who I can meet or whatever it is. But you change postcode, you change address and everything else. Now, my question is, how difficult for you was to start meeting new people with any business? Did you just rock up, hi, my name is Wendy, and I'm from the hills, and I'm going to today?
Pretty much. Well, it's funny. It's pretty much it. No real secret. Actually, I was... Xavier wanted to move up there for a long time. Poor bugger. Yes, we talked about this before. And, he's been out, we move, and I didn't want to move up north. Very close with my family, obviously, and networks and business and all the rest of it. But it's interesting. Like, now, before I moved, there was more fear around moving because, we were so face-to-face when doing stuff. Obviously, COVID changed a lot of that. It actually benefited our business because everything went online. So it actually helped. But prior to that, my plan was just to travel back and forth like other businesses do, other corporates do. They have to travel. So I went, well, if it just means that I have to do that, I can do that. And it'll mean that I can still see people that want that face-to-face contact and that I can see my family as well. So it was like a win-win, there was having the best of both worlds. So I actually had to look at the positives of it rather than the negative side. The fact that we all went online just made it easier and meant I didn't have to spend money on airfares, that's all. But it's interesting, as obviously as we come out of the COVID era, it was like, okay, well, we're going back to seeing each other, and that's great. So it really just, I think you can work out of, depending on what you do, obviously if you're a tradie it's different, but depending on what you do, if you're a consultant or if you're in business, then the postcode doesn't impinge you on where you do business out of at all. And I think it was a change of mindset that I had to really undertake in order to do that.
That's all it is,
I think you've got to work. If you really want it, you're going to make it work. So I really wanted to make it work. I actually started travelling up to Brisbane way before I moved up and building networks there and working with clients there and businesses there that I could, so that to get to know them.
There is a lot of sacrifices, but you invested your time.
Yeah, I don't know, but I still don't see it as a sacrifice. I still see it as
investment.
Just investment and work Like it's just, and again, it was like, okay, well, I knew that, I belong to a BNI, so I knew there was BNIs there. So go and network with people that, are very used to being in that, and I knew how what the agenda is, and I know how they work, and I know that if I turn up to a BNI, they're trustworthy people there. Like, you've got people that, you know, follow a process and have a habit of turning up to a meeting and all the rest of it. So you know that the type of people you're going to meet in those places. So it's just, I guess, if you have the why, you find out the how, you know. So that was the thing.
See, that's interesting. You started with a why, but you went now into how. So, you know, let's go move it. Like, obviously 24 years, as it's like it's abundant life experience. It's full of abundant life experience, and money can't buy this, because, you know, you've been through many battles and many obstacles. How did you deal with as I said, when we had these lockdowns? Obviously, suddenly, you know, you say like it's okay going online, but still you need to adjust yourself, and, you know.
I mean, like everyone, it was tough. We were really fortunate that, you know, we moved in January and then we were locked down in March, you know. So we got there just before it all happened, and but at the same time, it's tough, you know. Like I moved with a teenager who was not happy to move, you know, and then, you know, I had promised she would come down for, you know, birthdays and stuff, and we couldn't come down, you know. So it was bad times that way, but I guess, you know, at the same time, you know, like everybody, you figure out what it is that you can do indoors when you're locked up, and you know, it was no different. But the good thing is that business continued, and I think smart people knew, businesses that have been around for a long time knew that it was a really good time to focus on your business and work on your business. So when people are working on their businesses, they contact me because they need to market themselves. So the ones that know me, they focus on that. So we were really busy. We had really, really good turnover in that time. Like, it was promising to see, you know, because it meant, I mean, half of the people didn't even know I moved. It's not like I actually posted that, you know, because I was like, I'm going to be back next month anyway. That was my plan, you know, like, I'm going to be back. As soon as I unpack everything, I'm going to be back for a week, and I'll be back for the events, and I'll be back to see people. And eventually, when I saw people, I told them that I had moved, but I didn't post it. Like, I didn't, you know, it wasn't, I mean, you know.
Yeah, but you said this very well, you know, that you have something what you display continuously, that is, you're accountable to your clients. You know, I mean, you say I flight in Brisbane before I moved, you know, now I fly into the Sydney. You know, I mean, how important it's commitment to the clients for success in the business from your personal point of view, for the overall?
I think contact is important. Like, I mean, there are some people that are just a time pause. So why I like coming to the events is because it's like at a place that I can hang out with them and not talk business and see them, you know, like, because if they need something, or if I need to book a time to meet with them, I will do that. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to talk to you, I'll just send you a message. I know that's the easiest way to catch you, you know, is to say, when's a good time to talk to you, you know? So, each person is different, each client is different. I have clients that want that contact.
Yes.
You know, they want to meet you. They want to meet you face to face, and there are others, or initial meetings. So we get new clients, initial meetings. They want to meet me, so no problems. I'll come and meet you. No problem. Others, no time for that. Let's just meet online. All good. Send me a link.
Let's go talk about business now. Okay, so I remember my very first website, and like I always look, I don't have problem to say, and I remember it was a 2-pager website, $600 I was paying 2 years.
You remember more than I do.
Yeah, but because, you know, like, it's difficult, Wendy, you know, because people believe in you before even you believe in yourself. That was happening to you, right? So you done something for me, and I had no, you know, I was try to pay, you know what I mean? I was embarrassment every time when you see person who helped you so much, you wanted to give back. But now, I remember that was a WordPress website for what it is. Now, you successfully running across all my businesses, all this social media, everything, this studio, it's done by you guys. And like, I just love working with you, honestly. But what's changed from the websites 15 years ago till today?
Oh, wow.
See, I have no idea, because we just say, Wendy, Wendy, we need this, we need that.
It's so funny because, like, you know, I remember my first website, you know, it was an image. That's all it was, you know, like an image with words on it and stuff, and we pasted it up, and you know, like, it was just, you know, we started building, we started before websites were a thing, you know, so we actually started as, well, you know this, the designer and the magic happens with Xavier. He's our creative director, and he's, you know, everything looks good because he touches it. You know, like I just make it sound good, Mario. So, and you know, obviously our team make all of the everything work. So developers and, you know, my team is fantastic, very well supported actually. And but I when we started websites were just not something that you had to have, because, you know, you the yellow pages was still a thing, and, you know, like if you had a yellow pages ad, you were in business.
This one. Oh
yeah,
my God.
this it's 2000. You know, we started in 2000. Remember this? So so things were different, and websites have just become as a thing that it's just part of your branding kit. You need to have that, right? Like people go, oh no, I don't need a website. It depends if you've got a really good network, and if people are, you know, like it's not for everyone. Absolutely, there are still some businesses out there that can thrive without one, but
oh my God,
yeah, there is, but it's very few, I feel, and it's very niche as into whether you know, like some people that just make those connections and they've got really good networks, and they purely rely on somebody else delivering the work through to them. They've already got that, somebody feeding them the work. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
so you don't actually have to market yourself because you've got those, I don't know, developers or in property or something along those lines, right? So it's very different. But if you're in business that, you know, needs to go B2B or B2C, and you want to grow your business and you want to grow your brand and you want to have something that you can, you know, build goodwill into it and be able to build something that you can sell, a brand, not just your website, but a brand, and the kit that comes with the whole kit and caboodle is something that you have to have. So website's just part of it, isn't it?
Website today, it's like if you don't have a website, you have no business. Like,
well, it depends. Yeah, some people will see it like that because they will, you know, like, I mean, you would know this. You go and meet somebody, or you hear of someone. The first thing you'll do is you'll Google them, right?
Yes.
You'll Google them. You'll go. Have they got a
Actually,
LinkedIn
you know
profile?
What, thanks to you, I have something I never used in my life before. I never know that's necessary. It's a QR code, right? But it says to me, have a QR code. I was like, what is? I said, like, that's on yours. That's a QR code. Oh, Wendy already put it there. I was like, I didn't even know. Honestly, like, you know, I mean, that's how.
Well, the thing is, in this industry, you just can't stay behind. You know, you have to move forward. You have to know what's going on. If something is different, if something is like, okay, and most people, I mean, most of my clients are really well looked after. Their stuff gets done well before us. You know, you ask the cleaner and stuff, but we try to walk the talk and, you know, ensure that, you know, our stuff obviously needs to look good, but we're not behind, not that far behind, but I can showcase things that, you know, obviously that you've got.
Look, I was like, today I have different situation with you guys, and it's like, because I don't need to go nowhere.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Because for 14 years,
and I think as long as you deliver, you know, people will, you know, if people are asked and you say, yeah, I'm going to do that for you, and you deliver, then people will come back, or they will refer you like you refer me.
Okay, let's go now. Tarnish your competitors across the globe.
Oh, don't do that.
No, that's my word. Okay, let's go talk about what people want, what they have, and what they do, what mistakes they do. So, like, when people start a business, we all want a website, right? But I had a couple clients who've been raped their websites, literally, because they hacked their websites on the WordPress.
Oh, yeah.
And they even don't know, like, you know, data is missing, everything else.
Yep.
So what do you can share with the audience? What they need to look for when they want to build a website?
Oh.
Let's go say from the safety point or security point of view.
Yeah, of course.
Not just the flashy things and everything else.
Yeah, no. Look, you know, I think, I mean, most of the websites, you know, 90% of the websites that we do are on WordPress. And it's funny enough, it's just an evolvement. We just built in, we just went that way because, you know, big businesses use WordPress. They just use it really, really well. So, you know, when people go, oh, you know, WordPress, yada, yada, it's actually a really, really good system. So, but I think when you say in terms of the securities, like a website is not something that you can just build and let it be.
That is what I heard from you.
Yeah, it's not something that you can just go, you need to invest time into it. Like it's actually, it represents you online. So, you know, if whatever your website is doing, it's going to, so just the way that you look after yourself and the way that you groom yourself, and you want to look great when a client comes in, and you want to look great when you meet somebody new. that's what your website needs to do as well. So you don't want to be unsure that when you log in, you're going to see something dodgy. You want to be unsure that, you know, when you log in, it's not going to work.
That's exactly the point what you're saying. Like, you know, there's a difference between maintaining something and building something and understanding product rather than just, as I said, these are my clients. I don't know who done their websites, but it is difficult for me to inform them that in morning on a website it's entire porn on their Facebook pages because connected.
Yes, you can see that. Yes, I see. And you just have to maintain it. So so you install measures to ensure that you are notified whenever there is something that's been that's a threat. So we get those notifications. So we know before client knows. Client doesn't even need to know. So we just maintain them. So we just put them up on like a package and we just maintain it. So to ensure that we check and we update plugins to ensure that they are secure every month.
So somebody comes to you. Let me, you know, because I've never done this in my life because it was, with you it was easy, and to just transform my ideas into the product. But when somebody comes to you and they want to do digital presence on a market, what is your first question you ask somebody?
Do you have a brand? Do you have a style guide? Do you have something? What have you set up so far? What have you got? Send me what you've got so far, like what I can't see online. And where have you been marketing yourself, and what have you been doing, and what's working, what hasn't worked, so that, you know, there's no point in doing something you've done before. Let's try, well, where are your clients and who are you trying to target, and what is your message, and is it clear? Is it clear? What is it? You know, if you're selling hotcakes, is that what it tells me that you're selling?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So you mentioned something at the beginning, and I understand that you know more than anybody else this. It's a rise of AI in digital marketing.
Oh my goodness, you've got to keep up with it. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that, I mean, look, everybody uses ChatGPT, right? Everybody uses.
You know what? I will have tendency to say, like, not everybody. I think 110%, because, you know, when you copy paste text and you put into there, it's like.
It's very obvious, isn't it? So I think you want to. You definitely have to keep up with it. You know, you've got to use it and get your hands dirty and figure out, you know, what's good, what's bad about it, and understand how it's going to work and how it's going to help your business. Because I can tell you, if you're not doing it, your competitors are, and you're going to get left behind. Okay. So you have to harness the power of AI. Like, you have to understand it and get educated about it. It's very important that you do, but you also need to know that everything that it spits out, it's not yours. It's not your IP. It's already been out there. It's getting it from everywhere else. So you need to make it your own. You need to humanize it. So it's great for research. It's great for data. It's great for topics of what are people looking for. You can ask it questions. It's going to spit out, because it's getting all the data from everywhere. So it's a powerful tool. It's fantastic for marketers, because it will give them, and it will say, this is how you should do it. This is what you should say, yada yada. But then you still have a brain. You still have to go, yeah, I agree with that, but you've missed something out. And I don't want it to sound like a robot. I want it to have my own voice. So I say to people is, you use it, but, you know, utilize. I mean, in my team, copywriter is valuable, valuable. She makes it sound human. She makes it sound like it's your own. And she understands our voice brand. So our content goes out. It's been revised. But we definitely harness the power of AI.
How do you feel on your team when you see that your clients, let's just say, take an example from me, right? That you know they are happy with work you're performing. How do you feel on your team when you know that?
I'm a big praiser. But I when we work in the team, like we're all remote. All my team is remote, and we work really well together. We work on a daily basis together. We are in huddles every day. So, you know, every day we meet once a day. So, like, as a team, and everybody just share 2 seconds of what we're working on. And we really build that relationship is very important to me, to build that relationship with my team. So they know if something's going great, we have a new client, we have this, we have this feedback. Whenever you share that you're happy with something, they get to see it. So the praise is coming from clients. They get to see the Google reviews. They get to see what's happening. When there's a problem, they know about it. So it's interesting. I'm really well supported. So it's trust amongst your team, and just ensuring they know the good and the bad, and how we can get better.
Let's go now to the section of which I'm very curious, because I didn't love you for one thing, and that's that you pushed me to be healthier.
Yes.
Those days, okay? So
yes,
I was
very
a happy
important.
trust feeling. So Wendy, business owners, they will have the ups and downs, highs and lows. And I truly believe that health, it is our most valuable commodity in life.
Yep.
Without health, obviously we can't realize our dreams, look after family, kids, grandkids. How important health it is for you? Because for those who don't know, Wendy, she took a couple those, I will call these challenges, 35 kilometers, am I correct? 35 kilometers walk for the Mito charity. And I'm admiring for this one. As I say again, most of people know how to talk. If I need to walk 35 kilometers, I will say no. I'll tell you honestly right now, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah,
if I need to fight in a ring, I'll do it any time.
Yeah, you can do it. You
it's
do.
It's there, what I mean? Like,
that's it.
But you demonstrate that impossible is possible, walking 35 kilometers. But talk us about health, and how do you look after your health, and what you can, from your behalf or XDesign, your team, share with audience to be healthier?
Well, I think you need to, right? You need to ensure that looking after yourself is number one. Put the mask on, right? So, and I think mental health is really important. So it definitely goes hand in hand to exercise and be outdoors and just get that break from the stresses of life. So definitely looking after yourself is really, really important. When you think about doing exercise, well, for me, it's got to be done first thing in the morning, because if I don't do it first thing in the morning, it doesn't get done. So, like, when do you exercise? I know you go really early in the morning, right? Like you say, why is the gym open at this time?
Yes, look.
I see you. So yeah, it's the same. Like, if I don't get it done then, it doesn't get done. So for me, it's important. It's important, and it's leadership to your family and your team.
That's correct. Yeah.
Your family and your team. You just say, mate, I know you guys work late hours. I appreciate it, but I hope you're making some time to get some exercise done, because it's not good just sitting around all day and not being outdoors. Like, you're not a machine. You need to get some time out for yourself.
So you will say this. You're saying this. There's no excuse not to keep yourself healthy.
Well, I think unfortunately you don't value health until you don't have it.
I agree. I like today's conversation with you. It's just like, because yes, you are my friend, and then we work in businesses together. But it's like, I always saw you as somebody I look at high, because I never saw you complain about life. I know life was not always nice to you, kind to you, and you go to some hurdles and doing things for others, but then less for yourself. Makes you very, very human person. Then you've seen the clients flying in, in Brisbane, Sydney. It doesn't look far away, like was an hour and 20
It's
minutes.
nothing.
Yeah.
See, it's nothing. It isn't.
So you're not afraid of flying?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, that's interesting. I still today, so you know what, I can't wait.
I think at first when I was doing, I think now it's just a part of it. And, every time you go up, you go, yes, please, I just want to make it and make sure that you get home safely. But the chances, you hear the stats, the chances of anything happening up in the air are like, minuscule. I think I heard someone say you have more chances of dating a supermodel than of dying in the air.
Guys, here more chance to date a supermodel.
Yeah, than actually dying in an airplane. So yeah, the odds are really, really high that you're going to be absolutely fine landing.
Share with us more about that digital. I'm very curious now. We spoke about AI, but you know, what makes business desirable? What do you see and what do you guys do for that desirable online? I mean, like, you know, it's not just enough to like have the website. Boom, that's it. Boom.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a really good tip,
yes,
and I think and the listeners a very good tip. So you want to definitely build trust. So how do you do that, right? So trust. You can say how good I am. I'm so good. You know, like I'm really online. I'm fantastic. I've done this. I've done that. But people are not really buying that. So most people, like, say you go to a restaurant or you're planning to go on a trip. What do? You look up TripAdvisor. You look up Google reviews. So if you're good, let your biggest fans showcase that. Make sure that you build up your Google reviews. If you're in hospitality or if you're in anything to do with TripAdvisor, get TripAdvisor comments, you know, like as in to say, like, you know, I'm good because you can tell everyone you're great and you're wonderful to, you know, ensure that you look professional so that, you know, when they see your presence online on social media or anywhere that you look the part, as well as your website, of course, but ensure that, you know, it's actually everyone else that's saying that you're good. That's important. So the Google reviews are really, really important for any business, and local businesses really thrive on that. And I know some people, you know, they actually shut them down because they have bad comments, or they've got, you know, their tradies or their people on the road or whatever, they put bad comments or they're just not right. But you can have somebody manage your Google reviews so that then, and obviously send them out an opportune time once you've completed a job, and, you know, send the request and explain why it's so important to get that review, because it's going to help me get more business and more clients like you.
You know, this for me, for this podcast, and
yes,
I'm extremely thankful because, you know, one thing thanks to you and your team for this podcast, I realized that suddenly I have so much content which I have no time to share, like, you know, literally, because I know people do the emphasis on LinkedIn. Oh, look at I got a review, and I think myself, I'm already on 35 or some 30 reviews, right? And I'm just posting, you know, bulk as you guys created me, and I'm very proud to see that this works because people see that the podcast is alive. So thank you for this. One thing personally upsets me, has nothing to do with nobody. You created the amazing business cards.
Yes.
And nobody uses the business cards anymore. So like
it's funny that I had this conversation with somebody before.
Okay, tell us, is the business card still alive?
I think it still has a place, but you don't network, so you don't need it.
That's true. Like,
it still has a place, right? So if you know, like, I mean, you know, I belong to BNI, I belong to the Valley Chamber of Commerce, I belong to, you know, like, and I attend all of these other chambers, and and local hills chambers, and people, there are people that still will ask, can I get your card? You know, I actually don't give it unless I'm asked. Or I say, can I connect with you, right? So more people will want to connect with you. So you want to have the ability to be able to provide whichever way they want to work. So if you're meeting an older gentleman, an older lady, more than likely they will want a card because they're used to that.
Okay.
And so it's whichever way they want. You know, you will have your little QR cards. The little QR
my
cards.
card does everything. I mean, like, you know, because again, thanks to you, you know, I have the stickers which you created. And,
well, we can definitely put a little QR card that then sends everything across so that it, you know, does all of that for you. So I can definitely put you on that so that if you don't want to give out a business card, you don't have to. But it depends on the person. It really does. Some people will ask, do you have a card? Can I get your card? Can I get your details? Yeah, no worries. Here it is. You know, like...
it is. It's like... So would you trade... Would you do the same thing, or if you do it again? 24 years ago? Would you start a business again?
It's
Knowing
funny
today?
you say that because I was having a deep and meaningful with my sister last night, and it was lovely.
I'm
It was,
sorry, I didn't disappoint you. I didn't spoke to your sister, so like
yeah,
this.
no. But it was nice
Yeah,
to share and
yeah.
say, you know, would I do things differently? I probably, one advice that I would give to anyone starting is wait until you have the full capacity before you let go of that security in your daytime job. Wait until it's really, and many people now do side hustles, they do all of these sorts of stuff, and it's a side thing, right? And it depends on everybody and what they want. But how would I do it differently? I would wait until my cup was really full at XDesigns before I gave up.
Okay.
I gave up that security. I think it's less angst, less stress, but at the same time, it drove me to go faster at XDesigns, to go out and get clients, because I had made the decision to leave, you know, to leave that business world. And I had studied a lot to get to that place and in a good position and whatnot. But it was really hard to, you know, build up the income side of things. The experience side of things was fun. You know, like I had to learn coding or learn how to do a website and stuff. And then I realized, stick to your strengths. Stick to your strengths. I can talk and I can definitely get it all, know exactly what you need to have on there. Let me get a savvy developer to build it, you know what I mean? So I, you know, like I can work my way around the website, but I better not. I'd rather just get somebody that will spend less time doing it much faster. So
if I ask you a question, let's just say first time I see you, let's just say tomorrow I'm in this meeting, you know, you know, now it tingle my senses. I think I need to go there to visit this anyway. And I come to you, talking to you, you're 24 years in the business, and I say, Wendy, I want to be successful overnight. What would you say to me?
I have big pockets, very big investment. Look, anybody can get a lot of traffic through to their site and start selling some products, but you know it takes a lot more than, you know, it takes time to build that traffic. It takes time to build the traffic to any social media platform in followers, but actually get something in return. People looking for you for that. Yes. So I think that you have to have a strategy in place, no doubt, and it shouldn't be one that, you know, relies on, if you're relying on that to turn over really, really quickly, is probably, if you're selling a product, maybe you could definitely, you know, start to see some returns straight away, but you have to invest quite a lot. You have to be able to invest quite a lot because in digital marketing, if you want the traffic, you have to pay for it.
It's true. Like I must say that everything today is online. Whatever, as you said to me in conversation a bit earlier, if I want to know something about somebody, I need to go and ask the holy grail of the knowledge, Dr. Google. It's going to throw me website out, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm very proud when I go on Dr. Google, tell me something about Mario Bekes, like 600 minute out pages right away. So thank you, Andy.
So
thank you, guys.
but it's basically that content. You have a lot of content, which is great, you know. So, but I think like if you want leads now, go pay Google. The Google gods will give you the traffic, and if it's set up correct.
You know, I love your honesty. You know, like you don't pretending you like, you know, I do everything, because it is you need to pay something.
Yeah, you need to pay it for it. You know,
Google
people want traffic, and then they just, you know,
Google gods. So that's a good one.
Yeah, the Google gods will give you the traffic. But if you're happy to, you know, work steadily, then work on your SEO. It's a journey. You know, it's a journey. It's a journey. It really is. You don't say, do my SEO and I'm done. No, it's continual. I've done my blogs and I'm done. No, it's continual. You have, how many blogs do we post for you?
2 per week.
Two per week. Exactly. Look at this, man. An example of building a habit, right? So you
but
just...
I've done this because of you, Wendy. It's like, you know, like today it's interviews about you sharing your blueprint of success, which you really did. But as I say again, I will never go. I was against the Google reviews. It works very well for me. You told me to do the blogs. I've done the blogs, right? So the things are they're working now in my favor. But you know, it took a lot of time, as you know, like you know, to.
It doesn't happen overnight.
To relinquish these things, like I should do this online. You don't control things, and then.
It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight, does it? It's just ongoing, and it's and I think, but also, I mean, it's worth knowing where is it that is going to work best, and you know who's going to be looking at your content, and you know, is it then going to lead to traffic through to your site, or where you want to lead them to, through your Instagram or to your, you know, or to your LinkedIn profile? Where is it that the people that you want to deal with, where are they? so that then that way they can see you and they can find you for what you want to be found for. You just have to have the right strategy. Content is king, but context is queen.
I just love how you say, guys, content is a king, but content is a king. But
Content is king, but context is queen.
Is queen. King and queen. That's a good one. Wendy, I wish you good luck tomorrow on your journey on a meeting on the Hills Chamber of Commerce.
I'm looking forward to catching up with my old friends. You know some of them.
I know. So how do you feel when you see them?
Oh, it's nice. It's like I said, it's like coming home. It's like coming home. It's nice. Nice to see them, familiar faces. You meet new people all the time, but yeah, it's always nice to see the people that I'm thankful for them because they refer work, they refer clients. They just and one of my biggest clients is going to be there tomorrow. So I'm excited to see him as well. Yeah.
No, I will not be tomorrow then. Okay,
I thought you booked.
So Wendy, before we wind up, tell us more about XDesigns. Obviously it's many years in progress. A lot of years in the development of that company.
Yeah, it's
ongoing.
What
do you guys do? And
okay, so it's interesting because we started off in graphic design, so just designing for print, right? So Xavier's trade, that's what he did and worked for agencies and, has the skill and the know-how to do all of that, right? So we started off there, but we evolved. We had to.
Yeah.
You have to keep up. So we became an agency, a marketing agency, a design agency, a web agency, a social media marketing agency, a digital marketing agency, because our clients needed that. So it was a natural progression.
Yeah.
Right? And also, whatever needed to be done, we needed to do it ourselves. So you have to walk the talk, right?
That's to say, from the moment you walk to this door, you're continuously displaying that trade that you walk to talk.
You have to. There's no. Otherwise you're just fake, aren't you? You talk you share a lot about fake.
But that's me because.
It's good. But it's good. It's good to showcase these things because otherwise people just don't know the wiser, right? So through experience, you work out, what works, what doesn't work. So at XDesigns, we build brands, and it's different, and we build your brand, and it's different for everybody where they need to build their brand. As I said, a tradie needs, Google reviews. A local business needs a Google review. Everybody does actually, but it's different for other people. So it's okay, you need to be found, and you need some traffic through to your website. So we need to get some Google ads happening for you. Or we need to get SEO and just ensure that, it's too hard to get those leads that way. So how we can find you and get you traffic. And then obviously you need a good presence. So you need some good landing pages, a good website.
And you do this all for clients, potential e-commerce, online.
Yeah. Essentially, we do a lot of business to business rather than business to consumer. So there's a lot more work that we do for businesses that don't need an e-commerce presence, but we do those. We deal with wholesalers where they want to sell or they showcase their products through to going from tire companies through to fabrics. Wholesale fabrics. So that it's very diverse. There is no one client that is the same as the next, which is very exciting. It's very exciting to work with different products, different. There's a like City Cave like elements. They're floating. They have floats out in the mountains. So very different, very diverse. So no day is the same. So which is great. It's great.
I love your smiling, Wendy.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you because you guys been to thick and thin and you survived. You hit many obstacles in life. Being digital arena, it's not easy. It's a lot of competition there, but yet you prevailed. And I say I always gonna say how grateful I am for everything guys you've done for me and my businesses, but as well I want to say thank you for the sharing your knowledge today with the audience. It is you never hide yourself from the owing good or bad in your life. You said this is happening in my life good, this is the bad, and everybody try to walk in the middle. never saying that nothing's bad in their life or nothing's good in their life, only success. But yet you said, that 24 years, it's a lot of years in making of the company, and how you started from the printing solutions, promotional solutions to, today you make the brands of the people, So like, I want to say thank you for being guest today in Life to Battlefield, Wendy.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Mario.
I can't believe 15 years, it thinks...
And so many more to come.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm totally lying. When I say 15 years, 2010, 2000, ideas 15. I was like, I see you confused. It's like, why 24? And I say 15. Yeah. So that's why it's like, Wendy, how the people can find you? Where they can...
Well, I'm on social. Wendy Goni Mendez.
Yeah.
And I'm on social. You can find me there. So, yeah, like nice people can Google you and find you. That's definitely how they can find me. So yeah. So, basically, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on social.
Thank you for making this world a better place. Seriously, Wendy, you and your team. And truly congratulate you on 24 years. It's a long time being in business, and that's a certainly guarantee for success for anybody comes across to you guys and using your services. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put in comment section below all the details for the Wendy and her company and her team in XDesigns, and feel free to visit her and express your ideas. What do you want to do with your brand? So Wendy, thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you.
You're welcome.